But joined now by Mary Staunton, who's the Chief Executive of Plan International UK. She's been listening to Ban Ki-moon's address and joins me now. And I guess, Mary, from what we got from the end of his speech there, the number actually today is irrelevant. The message is the same, right? Which is that this is a moment to remember or to think about the parts of the world where there's rife inequality.
Yes, that's right. And in fact, the symbolic 7 billionth baby is little Nargis, who was born at 7:20 this morning in Uttar Pradesh. And she's a very lucky girl because she was born, and in Uttar Pradesh, almost 1 in 10 girl fetuses are not born because their parents want sons. And she's a lucky girl because her parents want her to be educated. And we know that if girls are educated, their families will be smaller and they'll be a lot better off.
Let me ask you something. Are we, from your perspective, are we celebrating the 7 billion milestone, or are we shaking our heads and thinking this can't go on?
I think we're celebrating the birth of this little girl and remembering that we absolutely know how we can get access for the 215 million women across the world who want to put off their first baby, space their pregnancies. If they had access to contraception, then their families would be small and better off. We also know that if we invested just in those 500 million girls in the developing world, so they had 9 years of quality education, then they'd be better off and their families would be smaller. So I think we should stop and think we know how to do this. We know how little baby Nargis can have a better life. We must ensure that she does. I mean,
it's interesting, isn't it? It's a sort of contradiction, because we're not really saying, wow, isn't that great, there's 7 billion of us. We're saying, you know, beneath the surface, massive panic. We cannot go on at this rate, and we need I don't know whether it's just contraception or whether it's the education that tells women that they should be going out and making money instead of having babies at 14 or whatever else it is. But that's really the message here, isn't it? That we can't sustain this.
That's exactly the message. And I was in Bangladesh last Thursday and I met a girl there who was about to be married at the age of 14. That would have meant she'd have immediately started to have babies. Because she was able to stop that marriage and she was able to finish her secondary education, she's now going to be a teacher. Her family will start later. It'll be smaller. She'll be able to earn a wage as a teacher and it'll be better off. So I think now is the time for the G20 and when Ban Ki-moon goes to see them to say, well, we know how to find a solution to a rapidly growing population. It's by empowering girls, empowering women, and making sure that every child has a better life, access to health and education.
Mary Staunton, thank you very much.
Thank you.